Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video, the Extendo Project. I decided to give some, do a little bit of welding, a little bit of practice fusion welding, and I had an idea. I had these junk magazines from a couple years back. The base plates, they were worn out, and I just held on to them. And I was online, looking up, and I think it's hilarious. If as you can see in the in the thumbnail for this video, I think extended magazines are I think they're pretty cool. Especially like for 1911 handguns, and if for any firearm for that matter. I know there's a big joke about the I think Magpul has banana magazines, which I think are pretty cool. And I do own two 10-round mags from my 1911. So what I tried to do is I had these two junk mags, and I made an attempt to weld them together. And I succeeded in welding them together. As you can see that it's not coming apart. I did a fusion weld using the oxyacetylene kit, but it's not my best work, and I can say that I learned a lot. You can see where there are spots where I did pretty well. Where if you look right here, hopefully you can see that the weld is pretty is pretty nice. And this side is the weld is okay. I grind off a lot. I grind off a lot of excess material, but on this side it's really jacked up. Also on the back, it's really messed up. Now it will fit inside the gun. It'll drop freely. But some of the mistakes I made. So I started on the back end. I had it in the device, and I started back here. And the mistake I made first off was I didn't have a gap between the two ends. By the way, I didn't just weld two pieces of magazine two magazines together. I had to modify them. So these are the ends. You see, this is the bottom. This is the bottom of one mag, and this is the top of another. I cut them up with a hacksaw and use the file to get rid of excess material. I had everything marked up. I mean, as you can see, because it was able to fit in the gun pretty well. But there is some issues. So I started on the back end, and I burned through. I tried to fix it, burned through again, and I didn't have a gap set up. And then what I did was I had my heat too high, and I let the area get too hot. I let it get too hot too fast. So I tried preheating it, which I shouldn't have done. I should have just went in with the blue tip of the flame on the inside of the flame, and just just basically just formed a small pool and then backed off and let it cool, then go back. And I didn't do that. Right here, I messed up some more. I was able to do some, the weld was coming along. Then I had too much heat, and you can see where it's move some a little more light. You can see where it's a bit messed up right here. So you can see that. And then I decided to move on to at least flip it over, cool it off with some water and flip it over to the other side. And this side is actually pretty good. This side's pretty fine. Like I said, I removed the excess material, but the weld came out, pretty well on this side. It's kind of smooth after milling everything off. But I'm gonna see if I can get. I don't know if you can see down the inside. If there's some excess material, there's a little bit of material along the inside of the magazine, and in one corner. And the thing is, I was able to get one of these springs and stretch them out and put it inside the magazine with a follower, and I was able to get 6 rounds in until the follower came in contact with the corner where there's a lot of material. I guess it would be slag that's caught on the inside of the magazine, and so the magazine will only go as far as to allow for 6 rounds to be inserted. But now in the front of the magazine where it's curved is where I'm most proud of on this this little endeavor. It's very smooth. It's quite smooth. I didn't do a lot of grinding on this end, but it seems you can tell it was welded, but it's not so obvious to where you have a lot of a lot of burn, a lot of holes, and this, that, and the other. There isn't a whole lot of porosity. I had the surfaces cleaned off pretty well before I decided to weld them together. But this is just some practice. I hope to someday do a lot more welding in the future. And I was impressed that I was able to, at least, like I said, get it to fit inside the gun. Now all I need to do is get my homeboy sights, and I'll be able to shoot sideways, with my new Extendo. But please tell me what you think. Have you guys ever tried this out? Any welders out there who watch my channel, I'd be happy to hear anything for you guys. Any tips and tricks? And gripes, complaints, send me a PM to see if I can address them. But I say look forward for more projects like this to come in the future. But that's my video, the Extendo Project. I'm Edward Jones, and thanks for watching.